Reptile Girl. I'm Annalise, and today's video is going to be a little bit different, but before we get into that, I just want to kind of say if the audio or video in this video is a bit off, just please forgive it. We're getting used to using the new camera that we just got, so yeah. Anyways, today's video is kind of a preview video to put some context towards a video I have coming out next week, and to share a bit of a scary story about Jub-Jub, my black and white Argentine Tegu's health. Don't worry, she is fine, but she did give us a bit of a scare. So stick around and I will tell you all about it. Okay, so normally I would have Jub-Jub out with me for this, but she is technically still recovering a tiny bit. So I'm letting her dictate when she comes out of her enclosure and how much interaction she is comfortable with. Right now, she would rather sleep than hang out with me, and that is a-okay. If you take a look at Jub-Jub's tongue in this footage here, you will notice that something is clearly wrong, and it looks nothing like it should or how it looked in previous videos. Like I said, she is fine, but there were a few scary days over the past few weeks. 3 weeks back, I started working on a video about my 5 T's of Tegu training: touch, talk, target training, toilet training, and time. Basically, what I do to socialize my Tegu. The intention with filming this video was that it was going to be split up over a couple of days because it will be a lengthy video, and I want her to enjoy doing these with me and not get worn out and stressed. The first day went great. She had no issues. She was awesome as usual. However, when we took her out the next day to film, we had a problem. She was drooling and the tips of her tongue were hanging out of her mouth, and when I opened her mouth up to see what was going on, I found her tongue was very swollen and dark blue. Obviously, this was not okay. Our regular exotic vet was out for the week, and the nearest exotic vet that would see her on such short notice was an hour away. So we packed up and hit the road. When the vet examined Jub-Jub, he had a couple of ideas of what could be going on, but he needed a blood test to find out. He took a sample of blood and gave her an antibiotic injection in case this was an infection. A few days later, he reached out to us to tell us that the blood didn't show any obvious cause of her blue, swollen tongue. We still had no answers.
None of this makes sense.
Her energy levels seemed okay, but she wasn't eating much and her tongue had only marginally improved. The swelling was reduced a tiny bit, but the tips of her tongue were kind of lumpy and sticking out to the side. We took Jub-Jub to our regular vet once he was back to get his take on what was going on. Aside from the tongue, he did say that she was in great shape, which was amazing to hear. He said that her weight was good, her body condition was great. He said that she had nice firm jaws and snout, and her eyes were bright, and she had nice shiny scales. If it wasn't for her deformed, gibbled tongue, he would have said that she was an ideal specimen of a healthy Tegu. With the reduced swelling, he was actually able to locate an injury on her tongue that the other vet couldn't see. It appeared that she had bitten her tongue, which then got infected, because Tegu mouths are disgusting. He prescribed a different type of antibiotic that we needed to inject into her every 3 days, and sent us on our way. That seems to really be helping. She's eating more, and her tongue has shown remarkable improvement. But, as you can see, the tips are clearly not back to normal. The vet said that this may heal over time, and that her tongue might return back to the way it was looking before this whole ordeal. Or she may have a weird tongue for the rest of her life. If it is the latter, she may have a bit of a reduced ability to smell, but she will still have a normal, happy life. As you probably guessed, we were very, very relieved. Because she was so used to being handled and we had built up lots of trust, Jub-Jub allowed us to hold her mouth open for inspections and hold her on her back while the first vet took a blood sample from the base of her tail, which did take a few tries. She also endured an antibiotic injection at the first vet, the second vet, and at home with the subsequent doses that the vet gave us to administer, all with minimal resistance. Building a relationship with your Tegu is so important, not just because it's great to cuddle and bond with your pet, but because in situations like this, it allows you to get your Tegu the treatment that they need with less stress and less injury to you or your hardworking vet or even the animal itself. A lot of people like me who have a platform that relates all or in part to their pets are often hesitant about sharing instances where something medical has occurred, even though it happens to every single pet owner at some point in their life, no matter what pet they own. There are just people in this hobby that will jump on any kind of medical event, criticizing the care or husbandry or just taking the opportunity to feel superior somehow. I mean, I don't know why people want to do that. The owner's probably already hurting because their pet's sick. Like, why you gotta go do that? Despite the risk of that happening in the comments below, I felt that this was very important to share so that you know what happened when you see her tongue in future videos, but more importantly, because it illustrates the importance of the training and the socialization we have done with her so far. It made Jub-Jub's trips to the vet with all the poking and prodding and restraining so much easier and less stressful for her and everyone involved. The training video was supposed to go out a couple of weeks ago, but with all of this going on, I needed to give Jub-Jub time to heal and wait until she was feeling better before I could finish filming. So, it is now, I hope, coming out next week. I, of course, wish that this had never happened, but it did. And I think it provides an entirely new perspective that would have never been a part of my original video. So I'm thankful for that at least. Lori Tarini on YouTube is an animal behaviorist and does incredible stuff with her animals. She has a video specifically about training your reptiles for treatment touch. I highly recommend checking that out along with her other training videos. From what I saw on Instagram, it does look like Clint at Clint's Reptiles may be doing a video relating to training or socializing Tegus, coming out this weekend. I'm really looking forward to seeing his perspective. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I hope that you check that out, and check back here Thursday, September 2nd for mine. That's it for today. Like I said, I just wanted to provide a little bit of a heads up before next week's video on what is going on with Jub-Jub's stamp liquor, and my epiphany that my training and socialization video might be a lot more important than I initially thought. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember to nurture all nature. Bye! Oh, also, no bloopers this time. I hope you can understand.